Oh! Uh-oh! Well, that was much. Ooh, we can run, we can run, we can run. Look at us, look at us, look at us, look at us, look at us. Ooh. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, dip and dodge, dip and dodge, dip and dodge, dip and dodge. Hello, this is a one hell of an intro. Hello, my dear friends, and God bless. We are struggling. We are struggling hard. Okay, there we go. Look at us using the environment to keep us alive. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to Shadow of Chernobyl. Welcome back to S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Shadow of Chernobyl. Oh my god, I've never seen a Psy-Dog jump like that before. We are in the hot zone right now. Jesus Christ. So I didn't remember our last save being right in the middle of 3 bloodsuckers and a bunch of Psy-Dogs, but nevertheless, that is the zone for you. So welcome back. In the last part, we had a terrible dream where we met a strange monolithic deity in the center of the zone at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And as we approached, we made a wish, and that wish was to be rich. It was to be rich. Well, before we knew it, excuse me, the ceiling itself began caving in on our heads. And we did perish as a result of our injuries. That is because I rushed through and I got just got the standard ending. The ending that is to be expected for one who did not complete Guide's questline. So, we are going back. We've got one hell of a run ahead of us, which is okay. We are going back to the cordon in order for us to meet Guide. Oh, corpse of a bloodsucker here. Now, we did speak to Guide in another part, but I do not think that we took on this questline. So, for those of you that don't know, there are multiple endings to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. There are 7 in total for Shadow of Chernobyl. And there are certain parameters that must be met in order for us to accomplish each of these endings, right? So in order for us to have the rich ending, we have to have an excellent reputation. And we have to have over 50,000 rubles in our possession at... My god, that howling is eerie. But we have to have 50,000 rubles in our possession at the end of the game when we interact with the monolith, the Wish Granter. Now, there are several other endings. I believe some feature you having a terrible reputation and over 50,000 or under 50,000 rubles on your person. There is one or two, one of which is the true ending, one of which is like the half-true ending. Well, it wouldn't be the canon ending, but nevertheless, the true ending is what we are here to achieve. And in order to achieve it, we must first head back to the cordon, back to Rookieville, all the way back to the start, and then we have to go all the way back up north. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We actually have to meet up with another wacky character. Now, some of you might know this name. The Doctor. And no, I'm not talking about the Professor. No, I'm talking about the Doctor. Anyways, off we go. Off we go. We're going to start over. I want to mention something while I have everyone's attention. Big shout out to all of you. Thank you very much for 1,000 views on Operator Apex Predator Part 1. That is the first video on the channel to surpass 1,000 views. And a little update. Ooh, wow. Ooh, we'll take that with us. We have to go sell all of this gear in our possession. I can't remember if we have to have... Oh man, they drew on us, and they quickly recanted that. I'm going to walk right through here. Look at that. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't remember if we have to have less than or equal to or greater than, 50,000 rubles on our person. I don't know. I don't know. I'd say it has to be under, because I think 50,000 is like the game's idea of rich, which is hilarious because you can't buy pancakes for grandma with 50,000 rubles. It is small amount of money. But we're gonna spend all of our money. We can gain 50,000 rubles, no problem if it's not, if that's not correct. All right, we are kitted up. Let's get out of Vostok here, or Rostok here, excuse me. My God, you can see where my brain's been. April 7th, Road to Vostok is getting its early access, release. Joyous day. Praise be. I am so excited. I cannot wait. I am so excited. So, April 7th, clear your schedules. I'm going to be playing Road to Vostok. I'm going to try to... I don't know. Oh, very good. I can't wait to see what fun things Auntie has in store for us in Road to Vostok. Oh, a little visual glitch there. Let's save. And head out. Oh, pardon me. Let me check. There we go. Alright, so we gotta go talk to Guide. Guide is in Cordon, yes. Okay, so he's not in Rookie Village like I thought he was. Okay, not a problem. Well, we've got a long walk ahead, and I have we have two options here. We can either, oh, look at this. We're going to get into a gunfight with some dogs up here, I think. The forever spawning dogs. Quite literally my hell. Yeah, look at them over there. Ooh, here they come. Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. Not good, not good, not good. God, man, the dogs freak me out. And they come in droves, don't they? Jesus Christ, there's so many of them. Alright, let's... You know what? We have... Oh, no, I didn't want to drop that. I wanted to equip that. Okay, I can't do that because I have to throw the F1 grenades first. Whatever. Put a good hit on that dog. Oh yeah. This is definitely what the Hydra rounds are made for. I'm trying to lead him over here to duty, so we don't have to fight alone. But the game's not cooperating so much with us. Oh yes, the notoriously inaccurate black kite. Unfortunate. That's alright. Guess we could fight him from here if we had to. You know, honestly, I'm just going to loop around. Caution to the wind. You know, worst case we die. Best case we walk out alright. We can always reload. Save scumming is built in to the mechanics of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. We're going to have a rude awakening when we decide to do a... See, they started lighting them up very good. Look at that. All we had to do was use a little bit of distraction. A little corporate espionage. Yes, they'll be just fine. They don't need our help. We have places to go, people to meet. We have to meet with the guide. He's going to tell us what we need to know. He is a guide after all. He can get you anywhere in the zone, so says the lore. Anywhere. I was looking at pictures of of the Chernobyl exclusion zone earlier. I'm getting ready to redo the channel's banner. Ooh, very good. Let us go right through here. Should have a pretty clear, yeah. So let's have a chat about the channel while we have some time. We have a lot of traction. A lot of people are interested in watching Operator. I understand. There's not a lot of content on Operator that's not, you know, clickbait. And, you know, I definitely have a different approach to playing shooters, especially something like Operator. Like, I take a more thoughtful, slower approach. But, I mean, there's tons of action, but I also take a thoughtful approach to commentary. Like, I'm not, I don't know. I am what I am. Popeye the Sailor said it best, you know. And I'm going to continue to be me and do what I do, you know. That being said, there will still be Operator content every once in a while, but I have to be true to myself, and I have to play games that, you know, I want to see on the channel, not just games that I know are going to do well on the channel. So if you're expecting, you know, tons of Operator content, I can't promise you tons. I can definitely promise you that it'll be here, but I cannot promise you that's going to be my entire... oh, look, some stalkers over here. I cannot promise you that's going to be the total... Oh, yes, very good. Stalkers gathered in a circle, waiting out the dark night, hearing garbage. One stalker opening a bottle of vodka, trying to wash away whatever horrors he encountered today while out on the road. The lonesome road, at that. I love Stalkers, what they call the A-Life. I love Stalkers A-Life, which is the, you know, the autonomous movement of AI, mutants, and everything in between, interacting to build this world that feels so full of life. The Stalker environments, for me, before I get off track, you know, there's gonna be all sorts of stuff on the channel coming up. We have so much stuff coming up. We are finishing several things this week, which I know this is like way ahead of time and will be well into it by the time you see this. But Gloomwood is going to be finished up for the time being, as well as... You stay over there. No, God. Alright. Jesus Christ. Stay back. Stay back, foul beast. Can't tell if I split that one's wig or what. I'm going to click my headlamp on for dramatic effect. Alright. I think they're going to leave us be for the time being. Oh, these are the bandits that we killed a while ago. You know, there is no corpse disposal team in the zone. I'd say the best most people killed in the zone can hope for is that they get dragged off the pavement into the grass so they can decompose. And I know it's morbid, but it's one of those things you got to think about. You know, I like to look at things from a realistic perspective. No, those are loners.
Cleared. Returning to starting positions. Out.
It's crazy that there's proper radio etiquette in Stalker, and there's you know, seldom proper radio etiquette in... Okay, no, we're not going to be doing that. But seldom do you see or hear proper radio etiquette in, like, most Hollywood productions and stuff like that. I find that funny. But, you know, you have people that are extremely passionate about a subject or a topic, you know, pouring their heart into it versus people who are trying to turn profit, which I guess could be said about the game industry as well. But anyway, so about the channel, we have several things coming. Morta is going to be finished up, and Gloomwood is going to be finished up because there's simply no more content. We're going to do some extras maybe at the end of this month. I have some new stuff coming, though. We're going to play Labyrinth of the Demon King, which is a Japanese survival horror game that takes place in the feudal era. That's the Death Truck. I don't want to be near that. And we also have Peripetia. I have no idea what that word actually means, but it's an immersive sim. Takes place in like a cyberpunk dystopian, perhaps even dieselpunk. I could be wrong there, but perhaps even dieselpunk environment. Is that guide shooting over there? I think it might be. We gotta get over there and try to help. Hopefully he's not dead. Yeah, that's definitely Guide. Let's try to give him some support by fire here. Ooh, there's... My God, we got not shooters, but hostiles at every turn here. From every angle. This is the notorious dog farm, though. Let's try to throw a frag in there and see if we can... Wow, okay. That was an awful frag. Let's throw it back there. I think I killed him. Yeah. Alright, Guide, are you up, buddy? Man, I've been playing Cataclysm 2 religiously. And I just lost a companion and myself. We both died to a Triffid Grove. But I'd like to play some Cataclysm on the channel. I think you guys would adore that. I need to see Doctor. Well, look at that. How do you know about Doctor? Ghost sent me. Help me get in touch with Doctor. It's urgent. Meet with the Doctor. Alright, very good. Thank you. And let's see if we can trade with him. No. Okay. Thank you, Guide. Very good. So this is where Stalker gets real. This is where the... this is where we actually... There we go. Gotta get to the Research Institute. Gotta turn around, go back through garbage. Okay. Again, my Stalker brain is very much so used to the 3 maps being melded together. I am a longtime Anomaly player. I have seamlessly blended all the areas of the zone together into one. So for me to like look at some of the areas here in Shadow Chernobyl, and I'm like, well, I should be able to do this or do this. You know, I'm thinking of cut content and all sorts of stuff. It's been so long since I played this. You know, my brain is definitely going in a couple different directions. And I would like to play, after we do some of the main games, I would like to play some Anomaly on the channel. Those might be some, like, short form, not short, but, like, no, actually, no, long form, most definitely, but they might not be part of a series as much. I can't tell. That's totally up for debate. We could do a series. We could do, like, greatest hits, you know, like a certain task, for example. Like, I'll just play and record, and I'll only start talking when something cool happens, and then I'll throw together a compilation or something. I don't know, though, because that kind of defeats the purpose for me. And a lot of what makes Anomaly so cool is, or Gamma as well, which, for those of you that don't know, Gamma is a mod pack on top. Anomaly is a total conversion mod that melds the 3 maps together. On the other hand, Gamma is like 2,700 mods together in a folder that Seth just did a video of it. If you want to see someone go over it in a little bit more detail, Seth has a really good video out about it. But it makes Stalker a much more challenging but also much more realistic simulated world, and you have total autonomy over how many mods you want to have active. Like, I played Anomaly with, I'd say, about an eighth of, or maybe a quarter of Gamma's mod files. It's tough. It really is. It's tough, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's even worse. Like, I confidently feel like we could go through one of these games doing an Iron Man run. But in terms of doing a like an Anomaly or a Gamma run, I think that might be the breaking point. We don't want any of that smoke. Actually, we're going to go around right here, and then we'll cut in between this little valley here. Oh, nope, we kicked the hornet's nest already. Lord have mercy, here they come. Alright, I got plenty of rounds. I got 8 rounds, 4 for each of you. Your weapon is jammed, that's not good. They don't seem that interested in pursuing me, which is phenomenal, and that helps our case tremendously. We can just keep pushing on here. Oh, we also have some, so I just played Nightmare of Decay. You haven't seen that yet. You'll see that. Well, actually, you'll see that before this will come out. Sorry, my schedule is, it's solid. It's just a little, I'm a little confused sometimes, like when things are going to be out. Ooh, hey. Jesus Christ. My God, is it brutal out here. I forgot the garbage is Mutant Central. That's why they put Hunter here in Anomaly. You can do all sorts of good hunting out here. What is this? What are you? A wrenched. Give me that, please. Here I am I'm supposed to get rid of all this money, and here I am just collecting as much as humanly possible. I'm gonna really have to dump all this cash somewhere. Maybe we'll just have to buy a bunch of guns or stuff we just can't use and then drop it off. But here we are making entry on this dark and stormy night. Look at this. I love that nights in Stalker aren't pitch black, but they're dark enough to give you the sense of, you know, give you the sense that you shouldn't be out wandering, or like you're out past your bedtime, you know. Then you make entry into a stronghold or camp like this. Lone stalker playing guitar by the fire. What the hell are you doing? Wait, is this... Hold on. Is this the camp that's under attack right now? I guarantee it is. This is definitely a bandit encounter. Alright, let's move on here. Yep, there's a bandit. You know, they don't call him S.T.A.L.K.E.R for nothing, because this man is a shooter. That's 6. 7, by my count. Now, bandits have nothing of value to us. Loner. Someone's running. They might have some food we should pick up. Might being the keyword. There's still shooters outside. Here we go. That was a good frag. I don't think we might have killed one. So, oh. Okay, well. Anyways. We definitely killed him then. There's a There's very little that can stop 5.56 at point blank range. To the dome. I'm to the right to the back of the head. On an unarmored target, yeah, there's not a whole lot that's, you know, your brain pan is cooked. You have soup for brains now. Moving on to Apergrom. Moving on to Apergrom. I'm talking to the doctor. Oop. See, I did the dog's work for him. I should have just let them be. Ooh. Alright, very good. Very good, my dear friends. But for all of you that have stuck around and watched us and all of our trials and tribulations in this Stalker playthrough, thank you for tuning in, sticking around, engaging, watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Seeing our subscriber count grow, it's just, we went from 50 to today our sub count is at 63. We went, 13 subs like nothing, and it just keeps growing. I am so unbelievably thankful. It's, I did not expect when starting YouTube for anything, any growth or anything like that to be so immediately apparent. I thought it was going to take forever, to have people interested in the content and have people watch, but that's just not the case. That was totally a false concept that I had just created in my own head. I enjoy doing this. I really do. I look forward to sitting down to record and editing, even though editing is my least favorite part, but I've gotten it down to such a science that it's becoming kind of therapeutic. My favorite part, by far, is making... What does that say? Okay. My favorite part is making thumbnails. I adore making thumbnails. I have so much fun. Every time I sit down... No, of course, like anybody, I have favorites, and I have ones I don't like so well. How are we supposed to... I am all turned around. I forgot we left this place a absolute slaughterhouse. A battleground, if you will. It's a big, messy puddle. I have to find S.T.A.L.K.E.R's hiding place. I don't... Ooh, that's a bloodsucker, too. Yes, very good. Okay. Not very good, actually. Actually, the opposite of good. I'd say very bad. Okay. And we have military shooters here. I believe they're military shooters. Yep. It's either military or bandits. I mean, we don't have too many enemies. But the military and bandits are both almost innumerable. Oh, that's not good. And we didn't... No fracture or anything. This is definitely where I'm supposed to be. I do believe. Let's see if I can push up the stairs here. This doesn't feel right. It is right, though. It absolutely is right. Not cool. Not cool at all. Oh, we're getting jumped. Getting jumped, having a bad time out here. I'll tell you what it is. It's definitely bandits. If that wasn't already apparent, it's bandits because they're coming here to loot all the military gear. I wonder how many bandits do you think it takes to kill one military soldier, right? So one infantryman. I'd say it's about 3 bandits to 1 infantryman. God bless America. I'd love to find out where S.T.A.L.K.E.'s hideout is. Where am I supposed to meet the doctor? I don't remember. Oh, wow. That was close. I have not been paying the closest attention because we have, well, I don't remember how to get to the underground from here, but I know we can do it over here at the military wing, right here, actually. I believe this should be the entrance to the underground. Yes. Yes. So I jump up here, and I can just go back inside, right? No! We must, again, sneak inside of this, sneak inside the walls of this fortress. Was that Hein there last time? I don't feel like it was. We have at least 2, 3, 4 individuals. Not good. Yes. No. I cannot see them, though. Oh, hello. That's 1. Okay, 2. Scan for red marks. Scan for red marks. I think our token is back here. I do. Moving right along here. Alright, there it is. Into the underground we go. Finally, my god. Alright, let's F5, we'll do a little save. I can't remember how to get in the way you're supposed to go in. Because I remember, you know, not encountering a controller on the initial times. But, oh, hell. Oh, okay, hell. Lord have mercy. Okay, is there a shooter high? Yeah, I think he's high. Yeah, there he is. Oh, 2 of them. I did get out of here pretty quickly the last time, though. This is how we cleared the nuclear power plant in our awful dream. One step at a time. Taking corners with the, aiming down the sight. Very good. Man, we've killed a hell of a lot of soldiers. What do you think our highest kill count is? I want you to think about all the factions that we have waged war against since we came here to the zone. And go ahead and get an idea in your head, and by the time we end this, we'll make a... I'll have a definitive answer for you. We're bleeding pretty bad there. Not good. And make sure he doesn't get up. I think... Oh, hell. Hell's bells. Here we go. That's where S.T.A.L.K.E.'s stash is. Oh.
Hey, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, come on, man, wake up. Oh, this better. You had me worried. What the hell are you doing, man? Have you lost your memory or something? You were the one who suggested that we take this precaution. Oh well, at least you're still alive. Look, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, we've got no time, so I need you to listen to me. Everything you have said about the monolith is true. All of it. It is just an illusion manufactured in a lab next to the sarcophagus. And nobody who reached the monolith has ever come back. It looks like they have died there. But anyway, while you're away, I dug up some more info. And basically, there is a decoder to open the door which leads to the monolith controls. And this decoder is hidden in a stash in Pripyat. Now I'm going to give you the coordinates of this stash, and I'm giving you the key to open it. I want you to take the decoder, and I want you to find the door in the sarcophagus. And then you'll know what to do. But it seems that this is the only way of uncovering the zone's real secret. This is the one you have been trying to work out, S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
So, as you can probably imagine, the first time a lot of players encountered that was a ginormous WTF moment. And the odds of you getting that ending, or not ending, but okay, in a grand scheme of things, the odds of you getting the ending on your first playthrough, the canon ending, are low, but not impossible, but definitely low. The odds of you running across the doctor your first time are pretty incredibly low. So the truth comes out. We are S.T.A.L.K.E.R. And we sure did. We sure did complete our task, didn't we? No, we didn't. That's bizarre to me. Anyways, so we have to go to the hotel, find the room with the secret stash, and look it over. Off we go, back to, moving back north into Pripyat. So, we have a research institute to get out of, first and foremost. Yeah, that's definitely one of the coolest twists in recent memory for a video game protagonist, to uncover that, you know, they are just an amnesiac. They are the one that is, you know, we've been recovering the bits and bobs of our group this entire time. The group being Ghost, Fang, the Doctor, and S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Now, just making sure they didn't try to pull some nonsense on us. Oh, for the love of God. You have to forgive me. We have to go all the way out through the other side. I did forget about that. You know, it turns out the more I play S.T.A.L.K.E.R., the more I realize how long it's been since I've been here in Shadow Chernobyl. It's been a very, very long time. I know I keep repeating myself and saying that, but it's true. It is true. Can we get out here? I don't know if it's going to let us get out here. No, because the ladder itself is broken. Hopefully the military take care of those mutants prior to us getting down there, and then we can just, hopefully just put a couple well-placed headshots on them. I guarantee that being an amnesiac, and having those memories come flooding back to you is probably a very uncomfortable experience. For S.T.A.L.K.E.R., in his case... Oh yeah, I know what lurks down below. I sure do. I sure do. For S.T.A.L.K.E.R., in his case... Oh my God in heaven. Evil, evil creatures. This dude's taking a ton of rounds. No, there he is. He's almost done. If there's one thing I've learned from, I could have swore to God somebody was poking their head out. If there's one thing I've learned from trench warfare, it's to fire against the corner, also known as pre-fire. Alright, up the spiral staircase we go. Hopefully this takes us out. I'd like to leave Apogrom. I'm not having a good time down here. I don't like being in the catacombs any longer than I need to. Now this goes into... I don't know how many are going to be here. This is normally pretty chock full of bandits. It's normally like 4 or 5. And this is where you would typically come down into X16. But in my case, we have gone totally astray. Where does this lead us? Where does this take us out? Okay, that sucks. That sucks quite a lot. Very bad day there. That was a very, very bad day for us. But such is life in the zone. You never know if you're going to get the... you never know if you're going to have a good day or a bad day, especially when you transition a level. It is just... it is up in the air as to whether or not you're going to get jumped or not. And I think this is what I love so much about Stalker. I've talked on and off about doing video essays on the channel, and they would be a one-off kind of deal. I do not have any interest of making that a facet on the channel, right? I have maybe 2 ideas right now that I'd like to talk about in depth. One of which has a little bit more traction than the other. But my first idea is talking about Stalker, of course. Talking about the zone itself, how people interact with the zone, what is appealing about the zone, the feelings associated with the zone. That one is a little bit more prevalent, I think. And then the second video essay that I'd like to tackle is talking about and I would use Stalker, well, actually I could split it into 2 or 3 pieces, but talking about combat and the comfort and the comfort one finds in a combat zone, the small interactions that give hope. You know, the stalkers huddled around a campfire. You know, the reprieve at the end of a mission. You know, let's say you just exfilled from a direct action raid, and you're in the bird, or you're in the MRAP going home, or not going home, but you're going to, you know, your OP, you're going to a fob, whatever it happens to be. That, you know, that high five moment that you see in combat, especially in the transitional bits and bobs of combat, like prior to a mission, it's a little bit more tense, but afterwards, it's never really a tense scenario. It's well, and I mean, unless there were, you know, losses or whatever it happens to be, but generally speaking, I'm talking about the positive feelings associated with combat, or like the little laughs in between missions or raids or whatever it happens to be. And I'll dig into that later, but Stalker is just full of comforting moments and relaxing moments. You know, if I didn't have a schedule to adhere to, I would just sit and play Stalker over and over and over and over and over again for the channel. I would just sit, I would make it a primary, you know, honestly, we might get a weekly anomaly video in the near future. I'm not there yet, but that's definitely a thing that could happen, and I could just keep it as a staple on the channel. We could spend an entire episode, you know, hunting one mutant in Anomaly. Here I have a story I want to adhere to. And not to say I don't in Anomaly, but, you know, I'm kind of rushing and I'm talking about the plot and whatnot. You know, I'm not... And this is not totally fair, because I have talked about the environments, why I love the environments, why I love the A-Life. You know, like here, the sun's creeping up. It's early morning here in the zone. The sounds of the zone are prevalent. While we have a second, and we do have a second in this video, to get on to the next part. You know, take this for example. There was a viewer, and viewer, I'm going to steal what you said. They were talking about a take I had on these environments, and it was during the Light remake, and they said for themselves that they feel like these decaying environments make them feel alive. And I think that's beautiful, and I think that's something about Stalker as a whole that that, you know, people that enjoy Stalker crave. Not everybody enjoys Stalker. Not everybody identifies as a Stalker or Urbex, or, you know, not everybody likes that sort of thing. You know, does being triumphant and standing tall amongst the ruins of, you know, civilization, is that what appeals? Is that what appeals to us? Is that why we come to the zone? Because we're still alive, even though that this is clearly an inhospitable area. This zone of exclusion does not want us here, and it makes it very clear that it doesn't want us here. It does everything in its power to guarantee that we don't make it home. And that could be, you know, the zone is patient. The zone is not just playing the short game. It's not just sending waves of monolith after you. It's not just sending emissions, storms. It's not just purely doing that. It's also playing the long game with radiation. You know, it might not kill you today, but is it going to kill you several years down the road? You know, are you and your children going to suffer as a result of it? You don't know. And that's granted you have children, yada yada. But, you know, when I think about stalkers, when I think about the zone, I think it acting as a frontier is one of the most appealing aspects of it. I think the zone acting as a place, well, you know, much like a frontier, it's a place for you to cut your teeth. It's a place for you to prove your worth, you know, and not to anybody in particular, not to anybody on the outside world, but to prove your worth to the people here, you know. I mean, you know, all human society is proving your worth for the most part. And you don't even have to be here to prove your worth. You could be here, like we've talked about before, you could be here to, you know, make a fortune. You could be here just to escape, to get away from home, you know, to get away from...
Get out of here, stalker.
Oh, yeah. You could be here to, you know, escape a life, maybe a life that you didn't feel fulfilled in. And for whatever reason, you know, you found yourself here. All right, folks, we have successfully dropped our rubles down to 3,000, significantly sub 50,000. I think duty, oh my god, I could talk about it all day, but, you know, it's, the more I hear duty talk, you know, on stopping the zone's expansion, you can't stop the expansion of the zone. It's just not possible. It's just not something that, you know, is feasible. It's not something that can be done. And I think for the most part, everyone understands that. So, what you know, why is duty here to... God, the message itself is counterintuitive to the action, to the service that they're providing. You know, they're out here clearing the road of bandits. You know, they're killing bandits, killing mutants, fighting with freedom. All they're doing is adding to the... Oh, wow, okay. That's not good. Okay, that's really not good. What the hell was that? Alright, off we go, I suppose. Did I... Oh my god, I got turned around. Forgive me. This is just an off episode, my friends. Just an off episode. You know, sometimes it's meant to be that way. And I believe in letting the cards fall where they may. So if, you know, if we're gonna have an off episode and we're gonna kind of bumble over our words and be out here exploring things, checking things out, looking at things in various levels of detail, then so be it. So be it. I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome a fight. I welcome I welcome the downtime, the quiet moments, the loud moments. I welcome it all. We are... Okay. Every once in a while I gotta stop and get my bearing, make sure I'm going in the right direction. See some loners over there, minding their business. What would the zone be like had S.T.A.L.K.E.R not minded his own business? Or had S.T.A.L.K.E.R minded his own business, excuse me. I've had a long week. I'm a little tired. And I feel like it's definitely bleeding through just a wee bit. My recording days have gotten pushed back, so I do. I have about three or 4 days where I don't do anything YouTube related, except for, you know, check the page. I'll make a post if I need to, you know, whatever it is. I can do small things on this day, but I've kind of, you know, given myself the allotted amount of time to work on school, which I've given myself just enough time to, you know, excel in my studies and also do YouTube effectively, right? Because you have to have balance. In order to have anything worthwhile, you have to have balance. So work and play are separated, and then there's work, study, play. So they're all separated. So I noticed that the first recording, especially if I haven't played something in a while, you know, S.T.A.L.K.E.R being the example here, coming back after a little bit of time, which it's only been a week. It's definitely a strange feeling. I have to really collect my thoughts and try to like focus in on what I'm going to say or like what's next, you know? I know that might sound a little goofy, but it's a bit of a challenge sometimes. And then, you know, once I get a recording out of the way, like in this one, I feel like I'm bumbling. I'm probably not. I feel like that often in recordings. Like I feel like I'm just talking out of my rumpus. You know, I don't sound like I'm not making sense, whatever it happens to be. Then I go back and watch the recording. When I edit, and you know, I'll skim through and I'm like, man, I had a whole lot of good stuff to say. It's I mean, it's just the nature of the beast for me. I am my worst critic. I think most of us are our worst critic. It's been nice being able to walk back and forth through all the different areas we've encountered thus far. This is one of my favorite areas. I mean, the entire exclusion zone is my favorite area, but this push that you make on your way to the Brain Scorcher for the first time, not only are you encountering an enemy, a hive mind-esque enemy, where we're fighting the drones, the worker bees, right, on our way to the queen. And the queens in this case are the... That's not good. That's a lot of dogs. That is a lot of dogs. Holy hell. Okay, hold on. That was actually a good frag. That was another good frag. Very good. Okay. So, the queens, or the center of the hive, in this case, Those are the, Jesus Christ, I'm going to die of radiation poisoning. Acute radiation poisoning. In this example, are the catacombs, or the miracle machines contained within the catacombs. The brain scorcher, the miracle machine creating the psi missions. I don't know what its actual name is, but I call it the miracle machine. I think that's what it's called. The Wish Granter would be one of these queens. The Wish Granter would technically be the queen or the hive of it all, but it's a false. It's a red herring. For what? It's a red herring for the sea consciousness. And we'll get into that shortly. But you know, as you're making your push through the Red Forest here for the first time, and you're engaging Monolith, you know, they're set up. They are waiting for someone like you. They're waiting for a much larger body to come through, and we clear out all of this. We clear out every ECP that they have. These guys are wielding, you know, BP ammunition for the Dragonov, you know, the SVD. They're wielding RPGs, which we have seldom seen up until this point. They have Western weapons. They have good ammunition. They are clearly an uncaring and violent group, because everywhere you look, they have cut the heads off of mutants and what is presumably other stalkers that have come through here, zombies, etc. They've cut their heads off and they've placed them on pikes, which is to do what? Why would we cut something's head off and put it on a pike? Why did Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Tepes, why did he impale so many people outside of his castle in Wallachia? Why did he do that? It creates fear, right? And the Monolith, these cats are brainwashed. We don't totally know that. It's kind of expected for us to know that. But we know that they are fighting to protect the center of the zone, right? So they are totally brainwashed. They do not have free will. They're doing these actions to protect the sea consciousness, which we do know after some time. But they create fires out of human bones. They put heads on pikes. You know, they use suicide tactics. They have access to advanced weaponry. You know, they are a horrific force. And for, you know, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R, is a force to be reckoned with, right? And no one is disparaging that sentiment whatsoever. But for for him to come through here, I'm sure his experiences changed his life to a degree that we would have a very hard time putting into words, right? For you to be the first person to make this push, or, you know, he's the reason that people are able to make this push in the first place. But for us to push through to the center of the zone and see the horrific fate for the first time before anyone else, well, for the first time, it gets kind of muddy. But for us to, you know, see the horrific effects of Monolith, the zone, all this stuff, to see the center of the zone for the first time and see the absolute savagery and the depravity committed by the forces, you know, and know that they are not in control. That's some crazy stuff right there, you know?
Gentlemen, listen closely. We're going to push forward to the station. The town is swarming with Monolith bastards
So,
and other scum.
we're going
So
to
keep your
ignore
eyes
this.
open
You
and
remember
cover
what
your
happened last
backs.
time, right?
That's it.
Everyone
Check your
knows
guns.
when we had that dream,
Advance
what
along the
happened.
lane. Stand by 15 seconds.
We're not going to be doing
Gun
that.
flash, top left.
So, as, you know, S.T.A.L.K.E.R encounters the center of the zone for the first time, he's gone through everything a human can go through in the zone. You know, he's been through every... Well, I mean, you know, S.T.A.L.K.E.R is the player, but the canon S.T.A.L.K.E.R is the legend of the zone. You know, he's been up and back through the zone multiple times. He's seen every artifact. He has touched every artifact. He has been within every... He's been within every anomalous field. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Very good. We have been gifted a military armored suit. Alright, we are going to wear that since they're giving it to us for free. Nice. Very good. Very good. Alright, we've got everything we need for us to make the push into Pripyat armed and dangerous. We have to find the hidden door, though. And I vaguely remember where this hidden door is. You're going to have to forgive me. This episode's going to be a little jumpy. And I'm going to take full responsibility for that. Because I did go off on a tangent. I was ranting and raving about something that may be the topic of a discussion coming up. But for now, I'm going to keep it in my back pocket. So, also, I don't think it had as much of a place here. I really don't think it was necessary. I was just a little fired up. I get that way. You know, I'm passionate about what it is I'm passionate about, and I definitely take it to the nth degree. And here we are again at the field. So I think the stadium being the choke point into Pripyat is one of the coolest things. You know, the way that this field or this pitch is laid out, it makes it makes for a fantastic choke point. The way that the anomalies have taken over the pitch itself, the center of the field, and you have to either move straight through or move throughout the or move around the track. I was gonna say, I hope one of those killed him. You know, it gives the monolith sharpshooters up ahead oh Christ! Speaking of it, yeah, it gives them a very clear line of sight. It allows them to definitely channel their fire and concentrate their fields of fire and intersect them very well so that they can lay hate upon anybody who's pushing in. And here we are at the nuclear power plant. The game itself, the entire game has you pushing north, right? Pushing north to get to this moment, and here you finally are. And as we push north, we realize that, or at least I realize in particular, that Monolith has been playing, they've had the zone gifted to them, because the zone itself is, at least in the context of the game, it is one big choke point. Shortly here, we're going to see Spetsnaz start flowing in. We're going to be fighting a war on two fronts, which is not possible. You can't win a war on two fronts. Shoot her up high with a Gauss rifle. Good thing you can't shoot. Forgive my silence. All right, and here we are. I am so sorry for the amount of silence there. It is very difficult to offer commentary on the push up to the sarcophagus, especially here. So we're going to take a second and talk about what I was talking about. The zone as it is presented.
Whatever you wish, it will be granted. Come to me.
In the way that the zone is presented in the games, the zone is a natural choke point, right? And it starts as far as the cordon. You know, the cordon,
Only one can be rewarded.
From the cordon to the bridge, from the bridge to the garbage, from the garbage to Rostic, from Rostic onward. Everything funnels into a narrow point, right? And Monolith takes control of some of the most
What
brutal
you want is here, Stalker.
points
Come.
within those fatal funnels, right? Some of which that come to mind are
Whatever you wish, it will be granted.
their incredible
Come to me.
Their incredible use of barricades there. That's what I was looking for. All right. But their incredible use of barricades on the way through the,
Your
like,
path ends here. Come to me.
I can't catch a fucking break. Through the Red Forest is my primary example.
What you want is here, Stalker. Come.
But as you push through the Red Forest, you see the brutality of Monolith for the first time, and you see the levels to which they
Whatever
are prepared to
you
go
wish,
to defend
it
the center
will
of
be
the zone.
granted.
And it gets
Come to
worse.
me.
The further you push into the zone.
The time has come. I see your wish.
Past the Red Forest.
Whatever you wish, it will be granted. Come to me.
Well, that was kind of a waste of our resources, wasn't it? Jeez Louise, I thought we were going to do a lot better with that Gauss rifle.
The time has come. I see your wish. Whatever you wish, it will be granted. Come to me.
We're having a bit of a weird wrap-up to S.T.A.L.K.E.R here, but, you know, the game does speak for
Only one
itself.
Can be rewarded.
I am having a little bit of brain fog here.
The time has come. I see your wish.
But anyways, past the Red Forest, you get into,
Only one can be rewarded.
past the Red Forest, you have, oh my god, what do you have? Jesus God. Pripyat, Jesus, there we go. Pripyat itself is one big choke point, and Monolith has set up their,
Here, Stalker. Come.
they have set up their active field base or their fob, their primary fob in Pripyat itself, right? And it makes sense because it's the center of the zone. Never ever throw a frag upstairs like that. That is absolute lunacy. That is the work of a wild man with no, who has no morals, flies no flag, cares about no god, no country, no loyalty, no nothing. That right there is some crazy nonsense. Ooh, very good. But, nope. That's alright. See, it fell down. That's why you don't throw frags uphill. Because they roll back.
Your path ends here. Come to me.
I don't care how strong you are. If you throw a grenade uphill, you're a dummy.
Here, Stalker.
Now, over here, there should be a secret door that we can open.
Can be rewarded.
It's right around here somewhere. Yes, okay, that is... Hold on.
You will gain what you deserve.
We want to find the secret door, and I'm gonna have to remember where that is. Find the hidden door. This is how you get to the wish granter.
The time has come. I see your wish.
At the top of the sarcophagus. Now, I don't remember where that is, so you're gonna have to bear with me. We're gonna have to look around together. It is somewhere around here.
The path has ended, human. Come to me. Your path ends here. Come to me.
Ah, look at what we found.
Come to me. You will gain what you deserve.
Look at this. Hell yeah. We not only found the exoskeleton, which I forgot was there, but we are on our way to the secret door.
Your path ends here. Come to me.
Very good. And we have to do some wave defense for a little bit. Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
What you want is here, Stalker. Come.
The monolith is going to defend itself. And this is shown in another iteration of the zone by the...
Only one can be rewarded.
The monolith soldiers themselves
the time has come.
Are invisible. They're called the Inner Guard or like the Sanctum Guard or something. I can't remember what the hell they called them exactly. But it was just these special monolith soldiers who could phase and shift in and out of reality. They were the final guard that defended the monolith itself. Secret lab, very good. And just like that, back in the catacombs. Perhaps this is where... Oh yeah, here they are, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. I remember this being an absolute slog of a time, though. That's what I do remember. True endings in games are generally the most difficult to attain, though. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is no different. And that's part of the reason I wanted to showcase there are multiple endings. And, you know, the easiest way to do that is to show you. The most difficult path in a video game is generally the true ending, or like the canonical ending. And, you know, that makes sense, right? It does make sense for, you know, for the character's efforts and pursuits to be strenuous, and for it to be, you know, an insurmountable, nearly insurmountable task, right? Think of John Wick when he met his wife and decided to get out of the assassination business, and how they gave him, you know, an impossible task, which was, you know, kill basically every other leader in power, every other mob leader in power, to put Vito at the head, right? Or whatever his name was. I can't remember. I'm also not a major John Wick stan. You'll have to bear with me. I like it well enough, but for me to be using it as an example is kind of a bold assumption that I know enough about it to be doing that. Please bear with me. But that tends to be the canonical ending in a lot of video games. You know, you yourself must complete a task thought impossible to achieve the true ending. And oh my god, by completing whatever insurmountable task this is, you put yourself into the shoes of the protagonist, and set the stage up for a series of sequels. Why did I go into detail about that? You know, I'm not going to cut that, because I feel like if I cut it, we're not going to have anything like... Oh, holy hell. Okay. Man, he took a second to get that up and running, didn't it? God bless America. That's what we need. Alright. Very carefully. Reload. That's alright. That's alright, because the primary threat has been eliminated. I'm actually about to do this. Put that in our primary slot. Rock on. Alright, it's our first time using the Groza this whole time. Can you believe that? Very good. What do they call this in this? The Thunder. Thunder S14. This is one of my special interest weapon systems. I think the Groza is such a cool platform. And I think I mentioned that earlier here. I would have, most definitely would have... Oh, look, another exoskeleton. Yeah, I most definitely would have carried it around had I not been so interested in the precision that comes along with the Western rifles. 5.56 is a phenomenal round. And it just works, you know. It not only works, but it's consistent, and it's accurate, and it flies flat. All good things for us. All good things indeed. Especially, I like to play the reconnaissance role. I like to kind of hang back and put precision shots on target. I like to get up in people's faces too, don't get me wrong. I'm an assaulter at heart, but I definitely like putting precision. I do better in, especially in video games, when I... Oh my god. Forgive me, that was unprofessional of me. I like, in video games, to hang back and engage the enemy from a distance. Because, you know, when you start getting up into people's faces, there's a lot of room for error. Oh, yep, I remember this. Hello. Oh, yes, we are in deep within the bowels of the sarcophagus. Yes, but we are not here for the wish granter. No, we are here for something far darker. Monolith's best kept secret. Everything that constitutes anything in the zone is right here. The existence of the zone can be attributed simply to this location, to what we're about to see. And I am, oh my god. And I imagine for one to encounter this for the first time, to understand the secrets of the zone, finally, for someone to understand the true nature of the zone, knowing that this was not an accident. Knowing that the zone was created by man to serve man, I guarantee this is quite the incredible feeling. And also a big, a very disheartening shock. So, without further ado, let us end our story the way it deserves to be ended.
Hello, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I see you have many questions for me. Well, ask them, and then we can decide what to do with you. We are the result of an experiment aimed at creating a super consciousness called C consciousness. The consciousnesses of 7 volunteers were connected during the experiment, leading to the creation of the super consciousness that is us. We immediately subordinated those who were conducting the experiment and assigned them to tasks we needed them to carry out. According to our calculations, Earth is surrounded by a special informational field, the so-called noosphere. It includes all the inhabitants of the planet with cognitive abilities. Our main goal was to make small adjustments to the noosphere, allowing us to remove things like anger, cruelty, greed, and other negative factors from the planet. Individuals are unable to affect the noosphere, but C consciousness could. Unfortunately, we made a mistake, and our interference spawned the zone, which we have been trying to contain ever since. What you see is the result of ill-considered intervention in the Earth's noosphere. Attempts to affect the noosphere brought about a local crack. The zone is simply the visible manifestation of this crack. The underlying problem is far greater than you can imagine. You're a bolt that fell out of the machine. Unfortunately, that did not come to our attention for a long time. From the moment the zone was formed, many people have tried to get to its center, but we cannot let that happen. Humanity is not ready for the truth. That is why we recruited stalkers by promising them the fulfillment of their most coveted desires. Once recruited, they would be sent to protect the zone's secret. Stalker is a coded acronym, which we use to mark agents programmed for particular missions. Your mission as our agent was to kill S.T.A.L.K.E.R and his group. They got too close to finding out things they shouldn't know. We created a network of psi fields on the way to the zone center in order to recruit agents. You know one of these fields by the name of Brain Scorcher. When a stalker attempts to reach the zone center in order to fulfill some wish, we acquire control over his consciousness and program him to a specific mission. A mistake was made, and your mission was to kill yourself. The transports we use to send our marked agents into the zone. They infiltrate the stalker community and carry out our orders without realizing it. Unfortunately, more than half of stalkers die during transportation. The zone is very unstable. You are one of our agents sent to kill S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and we're now trying to work out how we made that mistake. It was the best place. After the explosion in 1986, there were very few people left in this area, and we could work without fear of being found. Further, there are many powerful antennae here, which are extremely important for our cognitive optimization experiments. No, we had nothing to do with that. Most of us were only starting out in science back then. The Chernobyl zone was not used as a testing site for experiments until 1989. That depends on you. The zone is growing. We are trying to restrain its expansion, but humanity seems to be intent on hindering our work. Our resources are not limitless, and the bodies connected to sea consciousness eventually die. If you join us, we can restrict the zone's growth. If you decide otherwise, we cannot make a credible prognosis of the outcome.
So, my dear friends, that is a lot to take in. But that is the full history of the sea consciousness and what it is. Sea consciousness being seven individuals that linked their consciousness together to tamper with the noosphere. I'm not going to give you a total rundown of what you just heard, but it's human intervention. It's humans messing with other humans. And they say that they have a noble goal in mind. Of course they say they have a noble goal in mind in order to eliminate things like anger and greed. Do you truly believe that? Here we see the back of the nuclear power plant. Reactor 4. This is a prominent area featured in Anomaly. See here, the corpse is a monolith. Their signature bonfires, military equipment lost, forgotten. Ooh, I should have brought extra ammo. Ah, Christ. I have upset the sea consciousness, and they are sending me on a goose chase. Lord have mercy. I've got to put one in somebody's head. Come here. Yes, very good. All right. I'll take that. You can have this back. Give me this. All right. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. Get through the portal. Eventually, I've had, at one point or another, I've had enough of the games. You see here, they want to make it as difficult as possible for us to accomplish our goal. And this is definitely one of those times where you must consider that perhaps picking up the exoskeleton you found within the center of the zone was not the wisest course of action, because we don't need to be expedient, but moving. Oh yes, hello. Oh wow, look at the generators over there. My God, what a horrific world. For as beautiful as it is, and this is a beautiful world, it is horrific. It is absolutely horrific. The concept of, see, they're saying that they created Monolith, right? They created Monolith so that the to do the will of them to help contain the zone. But all the Monolith does is protect the sea consciousness, right? And they protect the sea consciousness by blinding, literally and metaphorically blinding those who wander too close by using their psionic influence to corrupt. They are... There is no sign whatsoever that they have made any progress attempting to... They say they're trying to contain the zone, which... They're also responsible, mind you, for the emissions we see, the blowouts we see, which cause the zone to expand. They have no interest in controlling the zone's expansion, because to control the zone's expansion would mean to die, would mean to destroy the zone, right? If they die, there's no more expansion, it's over, right? This is also why in Stalker 2 I don't understand. S.T.A.L.K.E.R turned down the option to enter the sea consciousness once canonically, and in Stalker 2, which is not canon by any means, in my opinion, there's some goofy stuff that happens at the end. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! You have been warned. Spoiler alert! This is your last chance. Spoiler alert. But in Stalker 2, S.T.A.L.K.E.R has a quest line. You have the ability to... Okay, I don't think any of that was helpful. God, the generators are terrifying. Anyways, in Stalker 2, you have the option to help S.T.A.L.K.E.R in his quest to take over, or to put S.T.A.L.K.E.R in the zone, in the sea consciousness, right? And you can put him into a tube, and he'll make sure that the zone is protected forever and ever, right? Well, it doesn't make any sense, because S.T.A.L.K.E.R, was here to destroy it the first time. Why would he go inside of the sea consciousness tube himself? It just didn't make any sense to me. I thought it was kind of a fumble. Well, I actually thought the whole game was a fumble, but we'll talk about that when we play it. It was just strange. It was just too damn arcadey, compared to the rest of Stalker. Ooh. Oh, we're good. We're good here. There we go. And okay, yes. Oh, holy crap. This is definitely putting all your Stalker gunslinger skills to the test. Because this is a difficult segment for the ill-prepared. There are a lot of very angry, very hostile, very well-armed Monolith that want to put you in the dirt again and again. It doesn't just stop here. It doesn't just stop here. It goes on and on forever, my dear friends. It goes on and on forever. Fighting in the shadow of Reactor 4 is incredible. Now the little known... Ooh, the little known bit of Stalker lore, the generators over there, which is a cut map in the original that was brought back for Anomaly, ripped straight out of the game files. There's even a Gmod map for it. Not saying that those aren't the same exact thing, but you see what I'm saying, right? I promise you, in the next recording, I won't be so scatterbrained. I really feel like I'm kind of fumbling the bag on this. Ooh! I don't think I am. I don't think I'm doing too bad, but I definitely feel a little wacky in this recording. My God, the Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, there's somebody up here. We gotta take our corners wisely. Yes, that is why. Very good. Very good. Let's take a second to breathe this in. Portals aside, look at the amount of anomalous activity out there. The anomalous energy. Unbelievable. The generators. Which, these are actually, in some of the, in the other iterations of the generators, they are 6 in a hexagonal star formation, right? And that star formation underneath each one of them contains one of the pod, or 7, but they contain the pods of one of the sea consciousness individuals, and they have these massive like energy bursts coming out of it. It's really neat. All right, moving on. Ooh. This is one of the coolest areas to spend time in if you're an anomaly player or a gamma player, even though it's extremely dangerous. And this is, by all accounts, extremely dangerous back here. The odds of you running into something like a chimera or... oh, wow, okay. But the odds of you running into a chimera or, you know, too many bloodsuckers for you to be able to, you know, reasonably deal with, they're higher than they are not. But back here, you get to see a lot of abandoned infrastructure. There's a lot of cool stuff back here. There's not actually a lot of things to do outside of just kill things and wander around, but it's definitely a really neat area to spend some time exploring. Oh, holy hell. Ooh, come on. Come. I know how to deal with snorks. Been here a long time. I've been here a long time. Spent a lot of time here. Oh, wow, look at that. Now that is our screenshot. That is our thumbnail. Perhaps that should be. I can never tell. I wonder, oh, holy hell. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wow. Now that was something I did not remember. I thought we could sneak up on him because he was doing the weird head bobbing prayer thing. Oh, and if you were curious, the Gauss rifle is really only effective against humanoid enemies if you hit them in the T-square. Ooh. Who fired that? Who's firing those rounds? Okay. Oh, God. Who let the snorks get up here? Do you remember what we talked about in one of the other parts where we discussed the nature of the snorks? And, you know, where it is said that they came from, where the snorks are considered... It's still kind of up for debate as to where the snorks came from. But it's widely accepted that the snorks themselves were Ooh, holy hell, man. These RPG dudes are freaking me out. You gotta quit what you're doing, dude. You gotta quit. You gotta quit. And we've lost it. But the Snorks are widely believed to be the first military responders that came to the zone after the second nuclear disaster. You like how the sea consciousness leaves out the part about them, you know, turning people into mutants? Ooh, I wonder if I can get him to jump off. Yeah, there we go. I've been here before. Now, how the hell? My God, the Gauss rifle fires like rubber bullets. Oh, I did not mean to waste one of them. Nevertheless, that's what happened. Let's see if we can stealth kill this Snork. Okay. You know what? I've had enough of the Gauss rifle, but it was fun while it lasted. The Gauss rifle, the Gauss rifle, it's the same difference. Get off my case. I jest. Nope. Nope. I have nothing to give you. I have nothing for you. I have nothing for you but swift death. Oh, man. Shooter high. You know, I simply just don't have enough ammo to be concerning myself with these firefights. I really need to keep pushing forward. Where are we supposed to go here? Is it over, perhaps? Over here? This definitely seems like it could be where we're supposed to go. It also seems like it could, oh, very good. We're out of ammo now. Oh, we've got 45. Don't you worry, baby. We got 45s. God's caliber, some call this. You know, when you look at the design of nuclear power plants, particularly Chernobyl as the backdrop here, it's a weird juxtaposition of, you know, concrete, gray, right angles. You know, even the Earth itself. Even the Earth itself surrounding it, the grass and everything seems so unnatural. You know, you have this unnatural. So you have the strange juxtaposition of these gray right angles. You know, the monotony of blocks, the dull color schemes. And then you have the green grass, which even the nature here in quite a large, you know, there's a certain proximity to Chernobyl nuclear power plant where everything starts to take on, you know, the aggressive and harsh right angles. And that's, I'd say, right about Pripyat is when things start to get... All right, so it's around about Pripyat where things start to get, start to emulate the nuclear power plant, right? And by emulate, I mean you start to see, you know, the repeating Khrushchevkas that are, you know, standard post-Soviet architecture. You know, if you know nothing about this universe, if you know nothing about the exclusion zone, if you know nothing about post-Soviet states or Soviet states, Russia, Eastern Europe, Slav culture, anything, you know what a Khrushchevka looks like. Everyone and their grandmother does. It It is just a very, it's a very specific, very common piece of architecture we see. Right. We are out of first aid. Oh my god, by the end of this run, this, the Chernobyl mile, you're, about ready. You're so ready for it to be over. Oh, look. Now it gives us 556. How joyous. How joyous. Anyways, you know, the zone itself is wild and untamed, and especially here, it's wild and untamed. You see more anomalies, more mutants, more bizarre architecture, such as this here. The, the circle of bonfires over there. I can't wait to get over there and look at that. But, you know, even nature here bends to the will of humanity, because this is a nuclear power plant. The nature itself, you don't see trees. Everything's been cleared. Everything's artificial. It's all terraformed, right? Even nature is, you know, in these nice, neat little boxes surrounded by all this gray. It's just, the juxtaposition is neat to me. I think the wild, untamed nature of the zone itself, the decayed feeling that the zone itself has, and so does the power plant. But the power plant, compared to the rest of the infrastructure we see throughout the zone, this looks surprisingly up to date and modern, you know. Anyways, that's, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I feel like, ooh, look at this, right up on them, aren't we? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Now that we've made several mistakes, oh, we're back at it again. Back at it again. You know, I absolutely adore this game, but I definitely see why I find myself coming back to other variants of it more and more, rather than coming back to play through the original titles themselves. And that is because there is so much more that can be done. There is so much more to see. It's just desolate. It looks so unnatural. Everything about this place looks unnatural. It's just eerie. And, you know, sometimes it's best to let the environment speak for itself. I am going to attempt something really goofy. And that is a super secret stealth kill on this monolith. I'm going to stab him right in the base of this. Oh, Christ! Oh, God, jump scare. That's my bad. That's entirely my bad. Okay, let's take the fight to them. Let's get this over with. Oh, hello, F2000. Yes, I'll take that. Why not? Woo! What do you do? Are you as accurate, if not more? Oh, yeah, look at that. Holy hell, where's this been the entire game? Who sells this in the base game? Can we find this in the base game? I don't remember seeing this. I'll take all the 556 you're willing to give me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Fantastic. I want to check something real quick. What does our map say? Ranking. Look at that. Marked run. Marked one. Number 1. We've essentially killed every single... Oh, look at that. 1,334. We're 3 off from something very special. Going to continue our push here. Seems like we have come across some type of supply. Perhaps not a supply depot, but an outpost for sure. Some type of OP for. What the hell was that? Jesus Christ! Do you see how many shots I missed? That was 2 out of the 3 stalkers that we need in order to get something very special. And I believe you folks know what that is. Did I kill? Nope. Okay, got it. Hold on. We have. Forgive me. This is more important than anything else that's going on here. Look, my dear friends, I want to share this with you. Oh. Huh. Okay, that's not right at all, but okay. We were at 1,334 stalkers killed. And then we killed the 3 stalkers on this roof, correct? So we had killed 334 stalkers. Then we came up here and killed 3 stalkers. How many stalkers had we killed? The answer should be leet, but it wasn't because the game does not like us, and it's time for us to quit playing. We're almost done. We're almost done. Look at this. My God. Hell, this is almost the perfect thumbnail if you can get you just can't capture certain things. No, I like to, I'm a very, very amateur photographer not for any reason. I just like photography. I like to take pictures. Some of it's for ghost hunting. I like to take pictures for ghost hunting, hoping to catch something. I've actually caught several orbs. I've caught some cool stuff. But all that aside,
Marked one? What the hell?
we ran into Sidrovich by total accident, happenstance, some may say. Marked one, what the hell? But no, we just had a massive hunter's moon, and I grabbed my camera and I ran outside to take a picture of it, and I took probably 35 pictures, and I just couldn't capture it for the life of me. I've got a Kodak something or other. Jesus Christ! Of course, when I go to talk about something, I forget what I'm talking about. Pix Pro model what? 2500 sounds right. It's a very nice camera, but I struggle to get my settings correct. You know, like I can take good daytime pictures of anything. When it comes to like focusing at 35, 40 times magnification, I definitely have some difficulties, but I'm working on getting better. I'd like to start taking some urban decay photos for the channel, and some stuff to like tie into. Ooh. Some stuff to like tie into some of the games we play and whatnot. God bless it. I have to remember to hit the F5 key. FFS, folks. We simply don't have enough first aid to make any mistakes. We can't make any mistakes at all in this final segment, or else we're going to die. About to start quick saving after every kill, honest to God. Ooh. Ba 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 ba. Okay. I'm gonna ignore this guy down below. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Now we're here. Turn. God bless. Show yourself, please. I will gladly eliminate you. I will gladly eliminate you. The way these NPCs will maneuver on your position and sneak around and hide. You know, we see this in modern games now, right? Like Operator, for example. On higher difficulties, the NPCs will move around and they'll lurk in between, like, cargo containers, Connex boxes, for example, which is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying, but we're seeing this in a 20-year-old game. And it blows my mind that Stalker doesn't have neither the recognition nor the I mean, Stalker's a cult classic, right? It's got the love of its diehard fans, and that's really all you can ask for. I mean, what else are you to ask for, you know? But to have, like, insanely loyal diehard fans, right? I forgot how long of a fight this is. This isn't like sit down. This definitely could have been split into 2 parts. I'm just so eager to have us succeed here and finish up our time in the first zone, so we can move on to the other zones. I am very excited for that. But I surely did forget how long this is. It's definitely not the most fun part of the game to commentate over. Is that how you say that? Please tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Do you say commentate? Like, I'm a commentator. I'm commentating over. I'm providing commentary over a video game, right? So, the act of providing commentary is to commentate. Yes? Yes, no, maybe? Well, someone let me know down below, please, so I'm not being a buffoon, not making buffoon of myself any further than I already have. Whatever damage has been done, and I'll accept that. I'll accept that as is. We have another shooter high. There he is. Good thing he doesn't have a Kevlar on and a entire exoskeleton. So those rounds went right through, no problem, right through his meaty nog. These guys with the exos still take 3 taps to kill. Ooh, holy hell. We're out. We're done. Oh, thank God.
I don't know whether I was right or wrong. I guess I'll never know. But I made it. And I guess I should be thankful for that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. The true ending, the honest ending, the canonical ending to Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. Now, we did play through the Enhanced Edition, and I want you to know that there's no difference besides some graphical changes, some quality of life features between the original, which I own and have played, and the Enhanced Edition, which I own and have played. Let's talk about Stalker. So, first and foremost, please forgive me for if this episode seems a little disjointed. The gameplay loop here is inherently by nature a little disjointed. It's moderately difficult to talk over some of the action sequences here, especially when you have a series of repeating puzzles with the same enemies are going to be spawning. You have a 50-50 chance on whether or not you're going to get shot in the face or, catch shrapnel, or whether or not it's going to be lethal or not, whether or not you're going to... There's just a lot of variables moving in, moving through that last segment. If any of you are curious why we did 2 parts, why there's the episode 5, I believe it's episode 5, yes. Why episode 5 has us engaging with the Wish Granter, and episode 6 has us doing the true ending. The reason being is because we had not talked to Guide by the time I got to the mission yesterday, and I wanted to do, or not yesterday, but in part 5, I wanted to do a dreamlike nod, and also we don't get to interact with the Wish Granter at all if we don't... I guess we could climb up there, but if we go from point A to point B, from sarcophagus to the secret door, and then go right into this, we don't get to see the Wish Granter whatsoever. We get to see the hologram of the Wish Granter, but it's not the same thing. So, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. The S.T.A.L.K.E.R is presumably in his late 20s, early 30s by the time the events of this take place. I'd say probably early 30s is more realistic. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is just a ordinary loner stalker. Perhaps former military, perhaps not. But him alongside the Doctor, Ghost, and Fang, S.T.A.L.K.E.R was curious. He's more curious than the rest, and he pushes deep into the heart of the zone, opens up the route to the heart of the zone, not once, but twice, surviving the side fields, the emissions, the blowouts, surviving the mutants, surviving the monolith, and doing all this in Shadow of Chernobyl, doing all of it himself. He declines temptation. He does not fall victim to greed, and he confronts the sea consciousness. He confronts what cause the zone. And he is the only person that truly knows what is at the center of the zone right now at this point in time, like when he's out there sleeping in the grass after the events. You know, he's the only person that knows that, well, alongside the sea consciousness, that, you know, it's humans that created the zone. Humans through negligent research, negligent science, you know, no accountability, no personal accountability, no repercussions. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting, but it's not unlike us, you know, as a species to be selfish, to do things. One of the most common expressions I hear all the time, people say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? The zone is an example of that, a primary example of that. But S.T.A.L.K.E.R, who is curious, and some may say too curious for his own good, he punches into the heart of the zone and destroys the sea consciousness. He says, I don't know if what I did was right or wrong, but, you know, I know I made it. What does that mean to you? What difference does it make if the sea consciousness is alive or dead? You know, does it stop the influence? Was that the right thing to do, to stop the influence of the zone? Does it have any effect on the zone whatsoever? You know, and in that moment, I can see the rationale behind destroying the sea consciousness. I can't say I wouldn't do it myself. But we come to find out in later iterations that it didn't do anything. A phenomenal opening. This is to opening, this as a video game is to opening sequences as True Detective Season 1 is to True Detective as a whole. Shadow Chernobyl is unparalleled. It is still unparalleled. It is unmatched in its class. It is a masterclass in a survival horror style open world exploration shooter. For a near 20-year-old game, there are so many small details, small impressive details that have yet to be replicated on the same scale. The A-Life is phenomenal. The amount of love and passion poured into this project is incredible. And I am thankful to say that, you know, I'm proud to be a part of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R community. I'm proud to have such a, you know, strong feelings towards this game. I'm proud to consider myself a S.T.A.L.K.E.R in my day-to-day life. Like I said, this had such a big influence on me when I was a young man, that, you know, I still carry it every day. I carry the fire with me every single day. Not a day goes by I'm not thinking about S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and that might seem strange for some of you. That might seem lame for some of you, but it really is a important part of my identity as a whole. And I am so glad that we finally got around to finishing S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl on the channel. And for those of you that are curious about what's coming next with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, it's going to be Call of Pripyat. And we'll go from there. Probably S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, maybe Clear Sky. If I'm feeling froggy, we'll do Clear Sky. But I have yet to decide what it is I want to do with Shadow of Chernobyl. I mean, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Clear Sky. So, if you haven't had the opportunity to sit down and play one of these games, perhaps my playthrough inspired you to go check it out for yourself. There are well over 30 hours worth of gameplay in Shadow of Chernobyl by itself. You can play start to finish, pretty streamlined like I did, with, a little detour here and there. But for the most part, if you do all the side quests, if you run around and play this start to finish, you'll have a good time, and you'll have plenty of content to keep you moving. There are all sorts of, unique weapons and special weapons that I didn't even fool with. There's also, unique armor sets and whatnot. I did a pretty bare bones run, and it was in the name of expediency. Now, moving forward, I'm probably not going to do such a streamlined run. I might take my time. Or we'll save that for Anomaly. I don't know. I can never tell what I'm going to do, between here and the next video. I won't know until I get there and I'm doing it. And even then, I won't know until I'm finished recording and I'm sitting down and editing. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for going on 6,500 views. Thank you for 63 subs. I appreciate you all more than you know. And if you like this video, please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell and turn on the notifications. Set them to all so I upload every day. At the same time every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will definitely be a video out every single day if you're looking. We also have, several playlists and stuff. Go sift through the stuff. Go check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more content on the way. Something for everybody, no doubt. If you want to play S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl for yourself, I'll put that link in the description. And if you have anything to suggest, any games you want me to play, any videos you want me to make, please let me know down below in the comment section. The comment section is the best way to get my attention. It's the best way to reach me right now. And I read every comment individually. And remember to mind the gap, stalkers. Mind the gap. And have a good one.